it may be just too much for you. Alright, bottom right hand side, our blue Zerg player. Give it up if you're cheering on Team Experts. Bly. And to the top left hand side, our yellow Protoss player from Ting. It is Neeb. What's up, Buff in the chat? How you doing? If Wardy gifts subs like base trade, well, but that's just counterproductive, isn't it? Because, like, I don't want to hit 500 subs just because I pushed us there. Kind of literally pushed us there. Like, it's like pay to win. You know? it's like pay to win. You can pay and you can hit the sub count you want, but it costs you, you know? Alright, setting up into game number 2. Game number 1 of this best of 5 series. And looking to see how things will go. As you see early, you know, sometimes you can definitely expect the, you know, you can expect kind of craziness from Bly. And he does take a bit of a weirdly located hatchery initially, but it's not kind of a proxy hatch or something, and you know, that's definitely something that can happen quite frequently when you're playing against Bly, the proxy hatches, etc. So yeah. It's going to be seeing this probe scan around. Did end up checking this base over here just to confirm. I mean, you can see he already actually scouted out here as well. You can see the fog of war a little bit lighter because he was here at one point. So he really was just checking whether there was a, you know, whether there was indeed a proxy hatch over in this sort of direction or not. Just going to see link speed starting up and adept on the way out as well from Neeb, and natural expansion on the way up. Couple more Zerglings on the way out here from Bly, and we are going to be seeing again that link speed going to be continuing to come on through. So link speed still coming on up here, as we do see 2 more lings up the left hand side. And we're going to be seeing the Stargate opening here from Neeb for game number 1. So Neeb going straight in towards the Stargate to get us started. I mean, it's been a very common way to open. The last time I casted Neeb was not so long ago, not even a week ago, as he took down the WCS NA Challenger, dropping only 1 map in the process, and that was to Jon Snow, a Zerg player. But in that kind of during that series, he did take the 3-0 victory over Scarlet, and in that 3-0, that was in the grand finals. In that 3-0, it was some very aggressive builds from Neeb, kind of going into a lot of Twilight Council, kind of Resonating Glaive sort of things, Resonating Glade sort of setups. That kind of really kind of just super aggressive with those adepts, and it really did just win him out that series game after game. So. Just to see how he will do here against Bly, as we're going to be seeing the drones continue to disappear at the moment. So 6 workers down. We are going to see a 7th worker. No, doesn't target it, but he does get 1 more shot off. 7 workers killed by the first 2 adepts. Oh my god, that's huge damage done here already. As we are going to be seeing these Zerglings continue to come in towards the upper left. We are going to be seeing a gateway dropping down here from Neeb as part of his initial wall off. Again, that Oracle on the way out right now from Neeb, as we're going to be seeing these Zerglings of Bly going to come around the side. And we are going to be seeing the, again, Oracle overhead and in position. Another Overlord from Bly coming up the right, going to be sat here in a moment or two. And again, Bly with the kind of the weird free hatch positioning. It'll be interesting to see what he does with this, if there's anything in particular. It does create a very fast attack path up towards this sort of direction up here. Obviously, he will be able to make his way through those rocks then, for example. As you see, pulling back the Oracle, just going to join up with his Oracle bros. 2 Oracles together now. Again, a couple extra warp gates finishing up. Robo Facility will drop down for Neeb, as a few extra adepts also coming on in right now. Again, a whole bunch of extra Overlords coming on up, as we do see the Oracles are going to come in towards the natural expansion and maybe target down just a couple of those drones nice and quick. Going to be starting to target down a Queen initially. They were a little bit in and out there, those Oracles, a little bit unsure as to whether they actually wanted to target the Queen, it felt like. He's going to go for Queen number 2 as well, as right now Bly doesn't seem to have an answer to this, so the second Queen is going to go down as well, and now both of the Oracles are going to be together, killing off even more drones, and already Neeb has just taken huge leads in this game, number 1. I mean, 6 more workers killed on top of the 7 earlier. He's had a 13 worker lead. What the heck does Bly do from this position? Because it is not a pretty position. It's not an easy position to play from at all. I mean, I actually just don't know if he can do anything. Neeb going to play it fairly safely, throwing down the Robo Bay on the left hand side of the main base, as we do see those Zerglings. Going to be coming up here as well. Going to go for the full surround on those Adepts, so the Adepts are going to get picked off. So some damage being picked away at here. So we're going to be seeing the... Well, actually, I mean, this is something for Bly at least, right? Getting some Adept kills, finally making some progress in this game, because up until now, everything was very bad for him. As we are going to be seeing the pylon fully surrounded here right now by Zerglings. That's going to go down in this Nexus, taking some damage too. Morling is going to pull on over, and another pylon going to drop, as this Adept also going to continue to push those Lings back. Rubber Bay finishes up in the main base. And we are going to be seeing those Zerglings from Bly just still setting up over on the left, as we're going to be seeing the couple of sentries, the Adept, the Immortal, getting ready to go as well. Revelation drops down on the natural expansion. And the 2 Oracles going in towards the main base to try and just do a little bit more. Going to find themselves another Queen here. Queen taking a few more shots, but it's going to be doing a little bit more. And those Oracles are just fighting so much, and right now, Neeb building up in the Colossi. I mean, how does Bly ever hope to do anything with a Hydra-based timing? And I think that is what he's got to go for here. He doesn't have any upgrades, he doesn't have any sort of follow-up behind this, he isn't making further drones. Maybe he does when he comes out of this supply block, but I mean, if you're going to try and attack with Hydras into what is already 1 Colossus, a second on the way, I mean, by the time Bly actually attacks, it's going to be at least 2 Colossi, right? Well, it's going to be kind of interesting, as we're going to see. Goldwyn's coming on up from Bly as well. Plus 1 charge from Neeb. I mean, he continues to just set up himself. He charges the first upgrade off the Twilight Council, which was coming in pretty late this game because he prioritized the Colossi production. As we are going to be seeing the 2 Oracles still just moving around, seeing where they want to go next. Lings and Hydras coming up through the center. See what maybe they are going to do in the next few moments, as we do have the Stalkers, a couple of Adepts, the Immortal, a couple of Sentries pushing on down the left-hand side. This Phoenix actually working its way through that Overlord, so the Overlord is going to get taken down in a moment or two, it seems. Again, nicely done, as a couple of Lings going to pull on up in towards the top. And you're going to be seeing those Lings getting picked off as well. Let's go Neeb, says Alda Balam, coming in for the cheer 100 in the chat. Thank you for the 100 bits. As you do see, the initial stasis ward gets set off on a Zergling that already got killed, so first stasis ward will not do a lot to help defend this here, as again, Bly, he's still on the 55-ish worker count. He is still looking to pressure forwards. Another Overseer morphs on in. He's got a lot of money. He should be spending that on more Hydras, especially if he wants to attack right here. Does he have another plan, though? Like, is he going to tech up into something different? No, he is going to make more Hydras. He just didn't realize that maybe he was out of the supply block once again. Well, units splitting up in a couple different directions. There's Pylon coming up next to the Nexus on the 4th base. 2 Oracles going to be coming up to the top side as well, and already 2 Colossi working their way through. Well, one of those Hydras gets blasted, the other ones do just decide to back away. And again, that Ling Hydra force of Bly trying to push up in towards the natural or so. Worker Den starting on up, going to be about halfway done. And Hydras just coming up to the top, and again, I mean, with some cannons coming forward in here. Usually you see shield barriers nowadays, but cannons as well. I mean, Neeb really just establishing a very protective position on his 4th base. Now, Bly with the Lurker Den switch means that he didn't have to commit in towards that Hydra sort of setup, and I'm going to see what else is happening. Group of Hydras, Lingers moving through. Going to be seeing some more units just moving around, and we do see Neeb still as well on the left side, trying to figure out, well, just what is next for him. A Colossus fires away, and some Hydras taking some damage once again here. Hydra still being kept back just slightly as some zealots will continue to warp on in right now. Blink coming up, +2 attack coming up as well right now. 11 lurkers start to build. Wow, that's a lot of lurkers coming on up here. So 11 lurkers starting to come on up. But are they going to be able to get into a position? Are they going to be able to do enough right now? I guess it's going to become the question, right? Yes, we shall see. There's 11 lurkers about to finish up. While across the map, there's Zod still trying to swipe away at the Queen and doesn't quite manage to get the kill on it. Mauling is just gathering up together, and Hydras too. Stasis Ward comes down. We are going to be seeing those Hydras coming in towards Stasis Ward traps again. Another one caught on up here. Neeb's a little bit out of location. He's right in the middle of the map where maybe he's going to find those lurkers on their own. Neeb's kind of moving around in very awkward positions though. His Hydras, Colossi now out in the middle of nowhere. Lurkers starting to burrow, and oh my god, how on earth does Neeb actually fight this? The Colossi are taking so much damage. He still has a huge chunk of army up on the high ground that is not going to do anything. And he's allowed Bly to get into the sort of position that lurkers absolutely dream of here. Hydras now can push their way towards the natural, and at some point Neeb has to attack into this, but it's not going to be easy in any way, shape or form. Hydras are going to keep on pushing up towards the natural, and obviously the lurkers put themselves into better positions as well to try and deal with this. Lurkers even firing up to this high ground now, and obviously that hurts too. Colossi firing and doing a little bit more, lurkers pressing further forwards. The Revelation's doing a good job of revealing, the Colossi fighting from a distance, or at least trying to, but now being protected by other lurkers here. As we're still going to be seeing those units trading on out. You see these Archons going to be coming on in with the Stalkers blinking forwards, a few Hydras going down. I mean, now maybe Neeb from two sides can crush his way through this. I mean, it's definitely not been an easy few moments. He's given up a lot to be able to buy some time. Another Colossus is about to pop. I mean, to be fair, it only gets better, of course, for Neeb. Not if he throws a Colossus in towards lurkers, though. Sacrificial Colossus, I mean, soaks some damage, but he didn't really need any damage soaked. He loses another Colossus. And those are some of his main tech units in this game, so losing those quickly really doesn't help him out, as we're going to be seeing those Hydras getting taken down again. More lurkers coming on up. Again, Neeb's position to come in from the top and the south at the same time. That could go a long way for him if he was able to kind of attack from the two angles. And that's generally how you are going to want to kind of deal with lurkers. Colossi right now able to fight due to the shield batteries, just healing them back up so those lurkers not making any progress. As Neeb does send some Zealots and Archons down to the south side, that third base now in some heavy trouble. The Archons and Zealots might be able to pick up a kill here even. In fact, I'll go as far to say they are going to get the kill. As now we see Bly though committing up the ramp, going for the Colossi. Shield batteries can't keep it alive against the Hydra fire. Still the Robo is alive though, and two Colossi coming out at a time. And still Neeb with a good chunk of army down to the south side as well. So far, again, patience has been key. And so far, the patience being key is really going a long way for him. Lurkers still positioned. Neeb has been in this kind of position for over 2 minutes now, and yet he's still just waiting and waiting. The shield batteries get unpowered, that's a little bit of a shame, but he has still got the power to the Robo facility, so his Colossus production doesn't slow down, but Lurkers are pushing forwards, and that's going to be a dead Colossus right away here. Maybe now Neeb has to start thinking about coming in from the south side as well, and here we go, the Lurkers on the low ground going to start dropping. The Hydras are in fairly low numbers as well, and Neeb is going to clean up everything. Bly loses so much. In fact, his entire army, plus that counterattack kill, multiple drones, and the hatchery, and the fact that Neeb has money in the bank to spend once he does stabilize and find himself the chance to warp in, etc. Well, this was a disastrous game, changing moment or two from Bly. And Neeb is looking pretty great. You see the Oracle is going to come in for a down Revelation. Ooh. Has to back away here a little bit as Bly. Well, Neeb actually the one moving down towards the south side. Going to keep on moving through this. I mean, another Scripture are going to get picked off here as well. A couple of Lurkers firing away in towards that army again as well already. As Lingers and Hydras coming around this right hand side from Bly, getting set up and ready to go. More units towards the upper left as we see those High Templar from Neeb warping in once again on this side, and we are going to see extra Zerglings of Bly still setting up to the top as we're going to see 4 extra cannons building on up here. A couple of shield batteries as well going to start to build, and we're going to see the Stalkers blinking in, trying to chase down those Zerglings. A few more Lings going in towards the main base, as we are going to be seeing a few more Lings just getting picked off here. So far no luck from Bly, trying to do something extra to get back into this game number 1. So far, it really does seem as though he is still just out of options. Bly still pushing up from the south side, and again, a couple of Colossi well positioned to already pick off one of these Hydras here now. You see Zealot's getting to work and picking off another couple of Zerglings too, and well, again, still that revelation down on of those Hydras. Just keeping track of where they're moving and when they're moving where. A few more Lurkers apply coming up once again, a couple of Hydras just behind them. And we do see Neeb once again continue to push on forwards and again ready to attack in towards this 4th base. Perhaps in the near future. Bly did re-establish his third over to the right hand side after losing this one here, so now he's on the more kind of standardized sort of setup of bases. Oh my god, Lurkers in the front are just going to disappear. To be fair, Bly doesn't have much more army to support them with. Here come the Hydras. They're going to last probably not even as long as the Lurkers did. Storm's dropping down, Stalker's blinking forwards. I mean, another couple of Lurkers coming into play here, but they're going to disappear very quickly. GG, Neeb picks up game number 1 in a 16-minute game. Game 2 to the top left hand side, starting us off here is that player who is down 1 game. Blue Zerg from Team Expert. Can he start to turn it around? Can he give us a series here, which is not going to be a 3-0? Because everything has been a 3-0 today. It's been crazy. We are like speedrunning through best of 5s with how many 3-0s we've had. Ridiculous. To the top left hand side, again, it is Bly. Top right hand side, our yellow Protoss player from Ting, it is Neeb. And Elder Balam with another Cheer 100 says the Neebinator. Yeah, he really was a bit of the Neebinator there, wasn't he? Taking down Bly with some convincing play, apart from that point where he was sort of a little bit surrounded by Lurkers. That was definitely a little bit terrifying if you were a Neeb fan. But Neeb finds a way, and he actually dealt with it very well, even though I was pretty sure that was the worst possible position he was going for. Right, a lot of people are asking and saying that the game sounds are still way too quiet here, guys, so I'm going to turn them up once again. Hopefully that's a lot better. Hopefully it's not drowning out my mic as it was the other day. Hopefully you guys can hear everything just fine now. Should be much better for you guys, I'm hoping. Again, I am going to be doing a complete reset of my sound setup and so on in the next week or so. Just trying to find a day where I have some time that I'm not going to be casting like 12 hours or something, so just trying to find some downtime to actually do it all and stuff like that. Anyways, we are going into game number 2, and Neeb opens up with the gold base expansion. I mean, honestly, the gold base on the boardwalk is so freaking predictable. I mean, so predictable to the point where it's actually just used every game, but it's not because it's kind of like, oh, that's just, it's actually because it genuinely is just the better way to expand. I mean, can you imagine a Protoss player trying to hold this expansion down here? Look at the space you have to wall off. I mean, maybe you go Gateway Cyber with the Nexus or something. It just doesn't work very well, it really doesn't. Now, a fast Evo Chamber from Bly does look as though he might try and take advantage of that gold base and the distance it will sit away from the main. That's one way you can definitely try to abuse it as a Zerg player here. And we do see extra Lingers coming on up, so Bly definitely looking to do some aggression in the next few moments. And let's see if Neeb will be able to stabilize and hold on. His Stargate builds in the main, actually down to the gold, he has nothing at all at the moment. No gateway or anything, just the single pylon. Warp Gate coming on up, about halfway done at the moment. The Stargate with an Oracle will go a long way to dealing with those Zerglings, of course, as we do see this Adept is going to see a few of these Lings, and it's going in towards the main base. Probably will just commit here, very far away from Lings, so he can actually do some more damage, and already looking towards a second worker kill, but doesn't quite get it because of the Spore Crawler. And that drone, keeping him stuck in the corner, actually. There's now another Adept going to shade through to the Natural, though. This is going to get a couple of kills as well, especially as Lings are currently on their way across the map. Bly has to keep on building Spores. This time it doesn't quite come in time. As we see more Lings, now that is a good telltale sign of Neeb that something aggressive is happening. He starts up a shield battery in this gold base, which should allow the probes to kind of fight against the Zerglings somewhat effectively on their own right now. So that will actually be a good little positive for them, as we are going to be seeing the I think it's starting to move on down. Oh, that shield battery is so nearly ready. And we are going to be seeing it. The probes are going to be able to kind of keep on fighting here. The Ling is going to be keeping on kind of trying to do something, but only 2 workers lost, not bad so far. Now more Lings going to continue to come on through and fight onto this position. shield battery is here, but it's bought in time. It's out of energy, but it's bought time to be able to set on up, as we're going to be seeing even more lings just going to get transported over. Can someone, like one of my subs or like mods or something, tell me if the sound's okay now? Because I see people tell me to lower the mic and stuff like that, but I'm pretty sure that if I just put the game sound up, the mic should probably be kind of okay. But let me know, please. Someone that I can trust that isn't trolling me necessarily. 5 workers going down here as this Oracle gets to work on these adepts, and we're not going to be seeing, I mean, still the lings just trying to do what they can. Bly has started to kind of build workers up behind this. 36 to 31 workers at the moment, but of course Neeb has the gold base still, which of course does give him that little bit of an extra boost in eco, even if he is behind slightly on the worker count. Bly took a chance to go up towards 3 hatches as well during all of this now. And we are going to be seeing the resonating glaive still coming on through for Neeb in the background. 4 more gateways on the way up as well. And it looks as though Neeb is just going to go for a big old kind of resonating glaive adept attack here. Extra gates streaming on through at the moment. He's going to go up to 4, 6 in total. It's going to be 6 adepts in total right now as another adept starts to warp in. And those adepts start to shed on through the top side. Lings of Bly going to try and see what they can do. Looking around here, and going to be seeing a couple of drones getting picked off by the Oracle. And Lings in the back is something that Neeb's actually going to go turn around to deal with. And right now, Bly is going to be losing a few of those Lings. Death start to shade again. War Prism coming over. I mean, Bly's starting to build roaches to deal with this, but will he have enough? A Phoenix currently picking off this Overlord, so that Stargate being put to use. We didn't see the Stargate for anything other than the Oracle, which was basically used to defend so far. So the Phoenix is nice as well. As going to be seen the Evo Chamber here. Going to buy some time, of course, and that may be the time that Neeb needs to get himself, or Bly needs to get himself up into a decent number of roaches to defend against this. Right now, Neeb's army supply is a little bit ahead. Gets rid of those broodlings and starts to shade on forwards. And, you know, honestly, I feel as though maybe cancel the shade and keep on pushing. No, he's going to commit. I mean, Ling's already in the mineral line getting kind of ravaged at the moment. More depth to the right, and this is Neeb's issue. He needs to make sure he fights with everything at the same time, especially if he's going to be fighting roaches and queens, etc. All the adepts should be up together to maximize their damage output against those units. As you're going to see, for example, here on the Spine Crawler, it drops very quickly when all the adepts do team up. I mean, a few adepts here and there kind of disappearing around and going on their own agenda is great because it does distract the Zerg. It does make it very difficult to keep up with where all of those adepts are going to go and to deal with all of that harassment. But in general, if you are taking a fight against the roaches or so, I definitely feel as though you should be aiming towards just taking a fight with everything that you have. It's going to be seeing the adepts getting picked away at again, and we're going to be seeing the more adepts just shading through the south side. 2 more adepts on the watchtower at the moment, and we are going to be seeing, well, these few adepts coming back in towards the main base. So, try to do a little bit more. 7 workers killed so far. 7 more roaches currently on the way out. We see the Nexus dropping down as a third base here from Neeb. He wasn't able to close out this game with this initial attack of Resonating Glaive Adepts, and so now you just have to kind of get set up into the later stages, but he is going into it with a worker lead. He's got Immortals coming up to deal with the roach count, and this is looking pretty good for him. As you're going to be seeing the roaches coming through the top, and oh my god, more drones going down. Where is it? Adepts in the third base. Once again, 4 more drones going down. Crazy, crazy stuff as you're going to be seeing these adepts coming back into the top side and going to be able to target down just a couple more drones before they do get cleaned on up. The roach is still coming through the top. The thing is, Neeb sees this. He has the revelation on them, so he knows that they are there. He's actually going to pop the Oracle right now to start pushing this forwards, and we're going to be seeing a couple more Immortals coming into play. And Depths and Sentries behind it as well. We'll be setting up to see what they can do. Roaches are going to start dropping down, and we are going to see those roaches keeping on disappearing, pulling backwards with the double, now triple Immortal. It just shreds roaches, and Bly is not doing enough with this counterattack. Now he starts to build workers again, but I mean, god, he's already down 20 workers. He didn't do anything with this to make up for that. Adept's going to try and shade after some of those units as well. Again, you can see every single roach just disappeared so quickly. And those Ravagers are so low, it might not even be a bad thing to try and stop them from moving forwards, to pick off a couple of them very easily. 1 Ravager going down. The Adept's on a little bit of a move command, so maybe Neeb wasn't quite expecting it to kind of go like that, because he didn't control it as though he was kind of expecting that to happen, I suppose. But for now, it's going to be good to continue on. Mortals Adept, now a few sentries warping in on the natural expansion, a couple of assimilators on this natural base as well. We do see the Zergling getting picked off here, the Adept. Doing a good job of that as a few Zerglings over to the right-hand side. Going to try and see what they can do in the next few moments. A lone Phoenix of Neeb continuing to work its way through this Overlord as well, so doing a little bit more damage at the moment here. Hydralisk Den dropping down from Bly in the main base. We're going to be seeing the 4th hatchery of Bly setting up as well towards this left-hand side. We're going to be seeing a couple of Adepts start to shade on forwards, and they're going to be coming across and in towards the top side of the map. As we're going to be seeing the Ravagers will be able to pick off the ears very easily. And again, Neeb is really being in a commanding position in this game and keeps himself in it as he's going to keep his 4th Nexus alive as well against those few Zerglings. So keeping himself alive against the few Lingers, he's going to see +1 missile attack and the muscular augment coming on through. And you're going to be seeing Roaches and Ravagers still coming through the south side. Still, I mean, Bly just playing a fairly low-tech army. His Hydra Den has now finished, but he's going in towards Lurgan Den right away, so that's going to be his way to try and, well, make it happen. As we do see Immortals, Sentries, Stalkers, and a couple of Adepts. All together right now, I'm going to keep on pushing through the top side, getting across to see what they can do. A couple of Crypt Teamers getting picked away at the moment. Refillated the Roaches and Ravagers, and honestly would not be a bad time for Neeb to push across and fight, obviously just before the Lurkers really come into play. But I guess he might want to try and wait it out for his Blink and +2. And just as he goes Blink, maybe he's expecting Bly to go Mutas. It's something that Bly does quite commonly when he's behind in a game, gets the Mutas up as a way to, they really are kind of a redeeming unit where sometimes the Mutas can kind of win you or get you back into games that you really have no right to be in, because they can come as a bit of a surprise. So the Blink would definitely help with that. Otherwise, I mean, kind of weird not to see Charge, so... At the same time, Adepts once again, 4 or 5 workers killed. It's crazy how quickly 2 Adepts just do so much damage, as we are going to be seeing the Adept gets picked off there. And we're going to be seeing Neeb just back away, so some pressure, but no commitment just yet. And we are going to be seeing the +2 attack from Neeb. We'll be finishing in a few moments once again. 6 more Lurkers on the way up right now from Bly, so we are going to be seeing those continue coming through as the Stalkers come into this position over here. We're going to see that hatchery taking a little bit of damage at the moment. We're going to be seeing Roaches and Ravagers continue to push on in. Stalkers still just blinking back, and we will see the Corrosive Biles dropping down, but for the most part here, Neeb is continuing to kind of split away from those. Blinking on forwards, the Roaches and Ravagers keep on being used right now. Continue to push on forwards in this. Those Ravagers keep on disappearing, and it looks as though we are probably going to be having ourselves a nice little bit of a cleanup here, honestly, from Neeb. He's picking off another few units to the right-hand side. Those Lurkers going down. He hasn't really cared at all about those Lurkers. There wasn't enough of them to really scare him here. Even the Stalkers, when they took some chunks of damage while he was killing the Lurkers so quickly that he really didn't mind. Is there still an Observer in this army? There is, which means he still has vision of the Lurker, even though he just lost the Oracle up to the top. And Neeb, does he want to push into this right now? He's already leading the charge with a couple of Mortals, and here we go. The surround, of course, to minimize the Lurker splash. And as the Lurkers go down, the Hydras will not be far behind him. And this is going to be Neeb taking game number 2, taking the 2-0 lead in this best of 5, and looking to be on the verge of victory. Because right now, whatever Bly is trying is not working out. Neeb is continuing to just shut him down, getting into fantastic positions, and delivering from there as well. And even if things do get a bit weird, Neeb. Well, this isn't Neeb, but you'll have him in a moment. To the bottom right-hand side, our red Zerg player, it is Bly. To the top left-hand side, our yellow Protoss player from Ting, it is Neeb. Wardy, what do you do on these breaks? You seem suspicious. A robot, maybe? I sing along to the music. I rest my voice for a bit. I sort of just take a moment to breathe, think, read the chat, meme a bit. Check if I need to reply to anything. Make sure the games are going okay. So, yeah. just kind of normal stuff, you know? Sometimes they even go to the toilet in the breaks. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? So, yeah, that's what I kind of do. Doing the downtime, doing the breaks. A lot of it is actually just allowing me to rest my voice and just sort of like regroup a little bit. Even just 2 minutes of like chilling out and not having to think. Whereas usually I try and, you know, talk all the time. Sometimes I fail in that, and sometimes I do take a moment like mid-cast, just slow down, steady up, and think a little then. But yeah, that's kind of just what happens. That's kind of what goes down. Anyways, just getting this going here, guys. Game 3, and we are waiting to see just what is going to be happening over the next few moments. As you do see this Overlord coming along in towards the natural. I'm looking to see what's happening. Stargate once again from Neeb, though, for third game in a row. There's a lot of players that are just doing Stargate every game at the moment. Very rarely we're actually seeing a little bit of a switch up in towards maybe the Dark Shrine with the Twilight Robo, so Dark Shrine and like a little bit of an Archon drop or so. As you see, the probes continue to just mine away here. And this Overlord of Blight continue to come on up towards the top side of the map, and again, just looking to see what perhaps is next. Again, this probe continue coming up, and it's going to be seen that Stargate finish in a moment or two, as we do have the Ling speed about to finish up. A couple more Lings gathering up together, and all of this just getting ready to go as we see this depth coming over. And we'll be able to shade on through in towards the natural or the main base or so. It does already start to shade in towards the natural here, so depth shades towards the natural, and we'll just actually cancel itself, so going to be backing away. And again, the Oracle are going to be finishing up in a moment or two, so Oracle finishes, we'll start to move across the map as well, and off and away it goes. I end up with a little bit of kind of like a harassment Ling drop. It's not really a Ling drop that's going to be designed to do tons of damage, but obviously it would be nice if you could do a little bit. But obviously dropping Lings in one at a time against 2 Adepts is not great. The thing is, he doesn't really have much of a choice because the Phoenix is going to get rid of this Overlord anyways. If not, so far 2 kills on the Oracle here as a third drone comes over and actually will make a fresh Spore, but the Oracle on top of it already will get the kill. That means just more minerals down the drain. Another drone wanders in. Oh my god, disaster striking for Bly over at home. He was kind of meant to be drawing up and catching up on workers after making a few Zerglings here. But obviously that's not being the case as those Adepts continue to come through, picking off another Zergling. And now this Phoenix pushing away this Overlord through the top side. So this Overlord continue to get picked away at. The third Nexus will be placed. Neeb just going into a Robo-based follow-up, so not rushing up into a Twilight or anything at the moment. Just going straight into the robotics facility. As we do see this lair of Bly in the center of the map. A 4th hatchery from Bly as well in the bottom left-hand corner. And you do see these Adepts, 5 of them, currently coming up and coming down towards the south. See what else they can do. Couple of Oracles is going to be attacking on in and seeing what else they can do here. Maybe moving in towards the natural. Already a Queen is going to be attacking this first Oracle here, and we are going to be seeing the Queen going down very quickly. So 2 Oracles combined can get a lot done, but they're actually going to come back in to help these Adepts currently, which are being surrounded by Zerglings. So those Adepts are going to mostly go down. Well, maybe he saves 2 of them, gets them to the third base. I mean, 2 Adepts on the third. That's going to be goodbye drones. 1 drone, 2 drones. Adept will go down. Actually just comes for more workers here rather than just maybe trying to save itself. And already Neeb is target fighting. I love that. Target fighting a new drone, knowing that Bly was going to make this one a Spore Crawl already. As we are going to be seeing the Hydra's Den dropping down from Bly, but again, Neeb with so much pressure and solid defense in the earlier game that he just continues to expand on a lead for the current time. I mean, we're going to be seeing these few extra sentries just warping in and continue to just see what perhaps will be happening next. Another couple of Lings back over the left-hand side. 4th hatch is up from Bly. Again, though, Neeb is just up in army supply, up in workers. I mean, what doesn't he have a lead in? Well, upgrades, I guess, is actually genuinely the one thing he doesn't. Building up into the Robo base. They're going to go Colossus once more. This has become something which, obviously, we're getting to see that Neeb is enjoying doing time and time again. So going in towards the Colossi, here's a Robo facility. Will get thrown on down on the third base. So a Robo facility gets set up there, and a couple of Stalkers getting warped in too. 2 more gates coming in over to the right hand side of this here, so another couple of gates getting added on, and well, again, just waiting to see what's going to be brought up next. Charge upgrade coming through this as well. +1 attack upgrade starting up. Robo Bay starting up the extended thermal lance. As you do see that lurker den just over halfway done. Supply getting to the lurkers once more. And hey, you know what? The lurkers put him into a great position in game 1. They gave him what I really feel was his only opportunity in that Abyssal Roof game. And while Neeb was still able to deflect, I think the lurkers are definitely something that Bly will be reliant on once again to maybe have a chance here at taking a map off of Neeb. Now, I need to remind you guys that it's so funny that suddenly every Zerg is using lurkers again. I really feel as though ZVP might be one of the most interesting matchups to kind of just go back and have a history lesson on throughout Legacy of the Void, because God, we've seen so many different styles of play and different kind of times of compositions becoming popular. We've seen so many different ways of playing over the last, well, since Legacy of the Void came out, over the last years. And it's really kind of crazy as we're going to be seeing those Hydras pushing forwards with those Lurgans. Oh, he's actually going to catch a Colossus. The force field's not good enough. Neeb getting a little bit too aggressive, loses a Sentry as well, and an Immortal. Wow, Bly picks off a whole chunk of important units. Well, that's a mistake by Neeb, who will now set up quad shield battery at the front to start defending against the potential push forwards. That's very expected out of Bly very soon. So that's been warped in. I assume there is indeed a charge upgrade finished. And 2 Colossi being made at a time. Those units starting to gather up together as the Oracles coming in towards the middle of the map, throwing down a Revelation on the Hydralisks. Getting ready to go. More Hydras up the right, a couple of Colossi already doing what Colossi do best, which is shredding Hydras. They start fighting on in. The first Lurker tanking a lot of damage, and actually in the end, Neeb pulls back away from it, but loses a lot of Zealots in that process. Now Bly actually moves down to the low ground. I mean, a couple of Lurkers that are up here are not too badly positioned. Like, Bly should be able to kind of fight against this. Shield Battery keeping a Zealot alive for a long time there at the front. As you're going to be seeing, well, so many Hydras being picked off here. Even if Neeb loses this 4th, I mean, man, he has killed so much over the last few moments in terms of that Hydra count. It's just been disappearing. Now a couple of Lurkers going to start going down as well, and Bly is still not going to get the 4th. And again, Neeb shows stellar kind of focus and just concentration, just keeping himself in a position where he's continuing to defend, even if he needs to give the base some time to take some damage. He knows that he's going to be okay in the end, and that's why he's just so calm and collected in that fight and taking it so slowly, because he has everything kind of calculated out. At the same time, he picked off that 4th hatchery bottom left, some harassment in the 3rd mineral line, and Bly is just not going to find an answer to Neeb here today. I'd say oftentimes when Bly has a lot of success against Neeb, he does it with kind of crazy stuff, a proxy hatcheries, all-in sort of builds and that sort of thing, because that's the sort of thing Neeb does have a bit of a weakness to. But here today, Neeb has really just been non-stop and very successful in these matches, and Bly keeps on trying to macro. I mean, I guess there was kind of a couple of Erling flood attempts, but I mean, beyond that, it's mostly been about the macro, which just hasn't worked out at all, which has gone very badly for him. As you're going to be seeing those rocks and get picked away at here, and they are going to get taken down. And so pushing in towards the middle of the map, we're going to see a couple of changelings getting picked away at. Lurkers pulling back just slightly. Revelation gets thrown down. Pushing all the way over to this right hand side, you're going to see a couple of Lurkers already getting attacked into there. Going to see a couple of Lurkers firing away as well. This army of Neeb getting set and ready to go, spreading out a little bit. I mean, just 2 Lurkers on their own at the moment. They don't last very long at all, as you're going to be seeing the Hydras starting to pressure on forwards too, looking to see what they can achieve. And see, oh man, the Lurkers on the high ground going down as well. And Neeb just staying on this kind of heavy Colossus count, and with the Colossi can just not going anywhere. He's picking off so many units with these. 19 kills on one of these Colossi, and the others are nothing to laugh about either. As we see, Bly's forward hatchery is going to fall, and now I think Neeb maybe just realizing he perhaps has enough to push on through. I love it. The force field's coming down, and Neeb pulling all of his army back apart from the Colossi, so the Colossi continue to kind of fight from a distance, while just Bly can't do any damage at all in this. And Neeb just continues to push through the middle of the map, plain, simple. Doesn't even seem to blink as he does this. I mean, very clean play, and Neeb looks so confident.